Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, July 16th through Sunday, July 22nd, 2018. For this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Messages from Your Angels Divination deck by Doreen Virtue. So let's start by taking a look at your stones of choice. So today I decided to show you 3 of my special intention wire wrapped crystal pendants because I had those handy. And this first one here is beautiful green jade. Now the green jade, this stone, actually has the special intentions with the Reiki energy that I put into it. And it's Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 11, which is the number of leadership and confidence as well as blessings. It has the qualities with the Reiki energy of the planet Venus, the planet of love, balance, and peace. It also has the intentions of the heart chakra energy to help heal your emotions and any relationship patterns that you may have. And it's also infused with Archangel Michael's energy of protection and guidance. Again, this is green jade. And the second stone of choice, or the second special intention pendant here, is actually a beautiful and powerful clear quartz crystal point. And this one actually has been Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 22, which is the master builder energy, meaning it's about building a solid foundation for something, a project, a goal in your life. It also has the essence of the planet Saturn that has been Reiki'd into it. Saturn is the planet that is considered the great manifester, the planet that helps to bring things into shape and form. It has the qualities of the element of earth, which helps to ground energy or intentions into manifestation. And it's also infused with Archangel Michael's energy of protection and to remove obstacles. Your last stone of choice, or special intention crystal of choice, is this beautiful green malachite. And the malachite has been infused with Reiki energy with the vibration of the number 6, which is the number of deep emotional healing and the moon energy of the divine feminine energy and the energy of intuition. It's infused with the water element of going with the flow and the abilities of clairsentience, which is a psychic ability of clear feeling, sensing or feeling. It's also been infused with Archangel Raphael's energies for healing of the physical as well as the emotional bodies and to help to heal relationships, as that's one of the things that Archangel Raphael does. So again, your special intention stone crystal pendants of choice are the green jade, the clear quartz crystal, or the green malachite. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the energies astrologically for the week. And actually, even before we get to the astrological energies, this is something different that's popped in for me when I was meditating on this week's energy, looking at the planetary energies, pulling the cards for the week. One of the things they pointed out to me was that this week is from the July 16th, Monday, July 16th, as I said, through Sunday, July 22nd. And as I was looking at that or saying that out loud, they were saying that the week begins with a karmic number because the number 16 is a karmic number in numerology, and the week ends with a master number because Sunday the 22nd, the number 22 is a master number energy. And so I was asking them what that meant, what that was all about, and they reminded me, or reminded us, that we just had a new moon solar eclipse last week. It was in the sign of Cancer at 20 degrees, but it was the first of 3 eclipses that we're going to have. Towards the end of the month on July 27th, we'll be having a full moon lunar eclipse, and then in August, I believe it's the 11th or the 12th, is going to be a second new moon solar eclipse. And so these eclipse energies bring in a powerhouse of energy that's going to bring changes and redirections into our life, okay? And of course the new moon or the new moon solar eclipses are new beginnings and planting new seeds, but with that also comes sometimes endings or releasing and letting go of things that no longer are valid for us or no longer serve our best and highest interest. And that, again, too, the full moon is also a time of releasing and letting go. And right before the full moon, of course, we have that powerhouse of energy when the moon is at its fullest. So back to those karmic and master numbers. When they were showing me that we started on a karmic number the 16th and ended the week on a master number the 22nd, the number 16 is about huge transformation and change. It's actually the Tower card in the traditional tarot deck, and the Tower card is about something old or an old structure, an old belief system, an old way of life. It could be circumstances, situations, or relationships that are no longer valid. So the lightning bolt in the Tower card comes down and kind of strikes that tower, and the tower starts crumbling down. It starts being demolished. And so this is about the endings, and this is why the number 16, the karmic number 16, is about huge changes, huge redirections in our outer reality, within our environment, within situations and circumstances that we are living in. And then as we end the week on a master number, the 22nd, the number 22 as a master number is about building something, building a solid foundation, or it's about really kind of bringing something into form. It's about focus, it's about work. Sometimes it has a feeling of challenge and having to have patience while you're building this solid foundation. But that master number energy is powerful. It has the power to connect with all of your spiritual senses, all of your spiritual gifts, your abilities, and to really, again, visualize or intend what it is that you want to build and then bring it into form. That's what the number 22 is good at, is actually manifesting something. So I felt like that was a pertinent message. And it's actually good that they brought in that pertinent message with the numbers of the week, of the 16th through the 22nd, because astrologically, last week we had a lot going on with the solar eclipse, and Venus shifted into Virgo and a couple of other things. But this week there's not a whole lot happening. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the moon, because what's happening with the moon as it travels very quickly through the signs of the zodiac this week. It goes through one sign every 2.5 days, but it's actually making a lot of aspects to other planets this week that are potentially important. So on Tuesday the 17th through Thursday the 19th, the moon is going to be in Libra. And while the moon is in Libra during those 3 days, it's going to be opposing Chiron, the wounded healer, in the sign of Aries, that recently on July 4th has just gone into retrograde motion, and so is still moving at a slow pace. And then the moon is going to challenge, or what we call a square aspect, to Saturn. And Saturn is the great teacher. He's the teacher of lessons. He rules karma and karmic situations. He rules the feeling of restriction and limitation and responsibilities. He rules authority matters, authority figures. But again, the positive of Saturn is that he's the manifester. Now, this is a challenging square aspect with the moon in Libra to Saturn. And I'm going to come back and kind of summarize what all of this means. But by the time we get to Thursday, the moon in Libra is then going to challenge Pluto, which is the planet of death and rebirth and change and transformation and power and control and things happening, huge transformation. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And then the moon in Libra is then going to challenge the sun, which is still in the sign of Cancer. It's nearing its journey through the sign of Cancer, which, the sun in Cancer focuses on home and family matters and our emotions and emotional body and emotional connections with other people. So if we sum all of this up, first I want to say the moon is our emotions and our feelings and our subconscious. That's what the moon rules. It's in the sign of Libra for those 3 days, and the sign of Libra is about relationships, partnerships, compromise, equality, trying to stay in a state of balance or have balanced give and take with other people, the other people in your life. Now, because it's going to oppose Chiron, the wounded healer, and then challenge Saturn, and then challenge Pluto, and then challenge the Sun, I feel like there might be some relationship circumstances that is going through a period of transformation, maybe going through some frustrations or some challenges. It's going to take a little bit of patience. Of course, Chiron is in there, so it's bringing a sense of healing. And because the moon is opposing Chiron, we have to have that balance. So think about a teeter-totter or a seesaw. When you were a little kid, one person gets on one side, the other person gets on the other side. And there needs to be equal balance on both sides for that seesaw or teeter-totter to work in its best capacity. It's like the scales of justice too. Libra rules the scales of justice. So with the moon in Libra opposing Chiron, we have to have a balance with the relationships in our life, because Chiron, that wound, is in Aries, the sign of the individual, the sign of you, the person, And so this essence of who you are and what you need and what you want in relationships, which brings in that Libra part, is really pertinent. We have to make sure that we're giving as well as receiving in an equal way. So Saturn's going to bring in some lessons. Pluto's going to bring in the sense of empowerment or empowering yourself from disempowering circumstances or situations. And then the Sun there too at the end is just, again, that reiteration of emotionally empowering yourself. I feel like we're going to go through some emotional things this week. Now we are in that new moon phase of new beginnings, but because this is a solar eclipse, it might feel a little bit more challenging in this beginning phase, that we're in. And because the new moon was in Cancer last week, it's the beginning of a new way of feeling too, so it's really emotional. Now on Friday and Saturday, the moon shifts into Scorpio, and the moon in Scorpio can just be a little challenging in and of itself because, again, the moon rules our subconscious and our feelings, and Scorpio rules power, and it rules secrets, and it rules the deep subconscious realms of our mind. It's going to oppose Uranus and Taurus, which might bring up some money or financial things because Taurus rules our personal resources, and Uranus rules changes, freedom and changes and redirections. And so Uranus just being in Taurus is probably shifting matters as far as our personal resources are concerned, which goes beyond money and finances, by the way, but it does include that. And then the moon in Scorpio is going to square or challenge Mars, which is in Aquarius, which is still moving slowly because it just turned retrograde not too long ago. And then the moon is going to connect with Jupiter in Scorpio, which is also moving slowly because it just turned to direct motion not too long ago. And then as we move into Saturday, the moon will actually make a nice positive aspect to Neptune in Pisces, and then end out the day on Saturday by challenging Mercury, which is the planet of the mind, how we think, how we perceive things, and how we communicate both with ourselves and with other people. So again, just the idea or flavor of the moon being in Scorpio is going to bring up some power things and some deep subconscious energies or circumstances. And it's deeply emotional too, because Scorpio is a water sign. So the moon, our feeling nature, our emotional nature, is in this water sign of the depth of Scorpio and the subconscious, and feeling really sensitive because Scorpio is very empathic. It feels other people's feelings and energies, and physically, emotionally, and mentally. So again, most of these aspects this week with the moon, because we don't have any larger planetary aspects really going on, but the moon's moving so fast that we're going to be feeling this emotional fluctuation of things and going through some situations on an emotional level mostly. And again, I feel that this is part of that new beginning of the solar eclipse last week of kind of redirecting your feeling nature and how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your life, and really, again, empowering yourself. That's where it needs to start as far as this new beginning, is we need to empower ourselves, embrace how we feel, and change any disempowering feelings to more empowering feelings. In other words, I feel like this new moon solar eclipse cycle in some ways is about taking any sense of anxiety or depression or frustration or, any lower vibrational emotions and really redirecting them and changing them into a more positive state of being. Look more to the joy and the adventure and the happiness and, what's possible rather than getting sucked into anything that's negative. And then on Sunday, there's a big shift of energy because on Sunday, the 22nd, the sun moves out of the water sign of Cancer and into the fire sign of Leo. And, Leo is energetic and fiery and positive and leadership oriented and creative. And on the same day, the moon shifts out of that Scorpio energy that we just talked about, and it moves into Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, which is inspirational and freedom oriented and expansive. So we're really going to feel the shift by the last day of the week coming out of all of the moon energies that we just talked about. So that was a lot, a lot going on with the moon, and I hope that you were able to follow my line of thought there with all of that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides through the Angel Tarot deck here. And we start out with Major Arcana number 8. This is the Justice card with Archangel Raguel. And it says, fair and just decisions, do what you believe is right, and stand up for your beliefs. So again, empowerment pops into my mind. This is a power number. The number 8 is about power and control in numerology. But it's also about empowering yourself on your life path, your destiny path, your career path. It's also about empowering yourself with money and finances. The number 8 rules money and finances as well. If you take the number 8 and you turn it on its side, you have the infinity symbol. So there needs to be, again, this balance. Remember how the moon in Libra is all about that sense of balance there. And they're reminding us that Archangel Raguel is the archangel that helps with mediation. He's kind of like the mediator angel. Think of it in terms of like having to go to court or having, a mediation with lawyers and things like that. He's the angel that if there's any challenges between two parties, he can help to mediate that and bring in compromise, good solutions to help bring things back into balance. And again, the moon in Libra and challenging those planets between Tuesday and Thursday. Here, call upon Archangel Raguel. This is the message I'm hearing, is to call upon Archangel Raguel if there is any communication challenges with other people or anything that needs to be ironed out or any thing that needs to be brought back into balance or a sense of equality. Now, when I look at this image with Archangel Raguel, he's standing between two pillars here, and I immediately heard when I looked at that picture to walk the middle path. Walk the middle path. So to me that means to not vacillate too much one way or the other. It's like, yes, we must empower ourselves. Again, that number 8 is about empowerment, and it is the Justice card. So it is, it is about empowering yourself, having justice, creating justice. Again, this last line here, stand up for what you believe. And I feel like you really have to stand in your truth this week and stand up for what you believe. But walking the middle path means that you don't have to fight about it or argue about it or be condescending about it or be too harsh about it, because sometimes that number 8 energy can be a little direct and a little harsh when it's relaying something. So to walk the middle path, to me, again, turning the number 8 on its side, we have that infinity symbol with the balance. Means balance the divine masculine and the divine feminine within you. Balance that divine masculine of taking charge, speaking your truth, and being direct with the divine feminine of softening the delivery a little bit more, being understanding to the other person's side of things, looking at the other person's side of things. And even you can even be nurturing in your delivery. You can be very loving and nurturing in the delivery of things here. But again, to still stand in your truth, okay, and empower yourself. So that was a lot going on with the Justice card. Let's take a look at the second card for the week. And we have the 5 of Earth, and this is like the 5 of Pentacles in the regular tarot deck. And the message at the bottom says, focus, excuse me, what does it say? Oh, fears. I should wear my glasses. It says fears surrounding money. and it says the wisdom to accept help from others and uncertain self-employment. So some of those messages seem a little challenging, and the number 5 in, you know, the traditional tarot, whenever we have the 5 of any of the suits, it often does bring in a little bit of ungroundedness or unfocused energy, or a lot of things going on at once, or trying to do too many things at once, wearing a lot of hats all at the same time. It can be nervous energy, anxiety energy. You know, the number 5 is the number of the human being. So if you think of yourself standing on the ground with your legs slightly spread apart and putting your arms up in the air, so that you're kind of forming almost like an X with your arms and your legs, it's like we have the 2 hands, we have the 2 feet, and then the torso in the middle. So that's like the number 5 here. It's the number of the human being, the number of the ego. And a lot of times our ego gets in the way. Now in this instance, you know, the suit of air would have been about the mind. The suit of cups or water would have been about the emotions. But this is the suit of earth. This is about tangible things. This is about money, career, finances, life path, you know, tangible circumstances and situations in our life that may have an unfocused or unknowing energy about it, or we might be feeling anxiety or insecure about it. That's kind of what the 5 of Earth is telling us here. And again, we had the moon in Scorpio later in the week, and as I said, it's going to be opposing Uranus and the money sign of Taurus, and you know, having a couple of other connections with some other planets that may bring in some challenging situations as we move throughout our week. But we have to remember that fear is an illusion. You know, the main message here is that the ego isn't our spiritual self. The ego is not our higher self. We must retain that, again, going back to that balance word, we must retain a sense of balance within our spiritual higher self to move through some of these challenges that the ego kind of creates or expands into, you know, which is again mostly just an illusion. We might see reality a certain way, but really what's happening is we're being redirected and energies are being reconfigured on a spiritual level to move us towards our goals. And again, even though it seems challenging sometimes, the circumstances that we're in, there's always a divine unfolding of plans here, you know, and a divine timing to the events as they're unfolding. So don't get caught up in the anxiety or the fears. Try to again retain this sense of balance for yourself. And the last card, wow, we have another major arcana. This is major arcana number 0, or the first major arcana in the tarot. In this deck, it's called the Dreamer with Archangel Metatron. In the traditional tarot deck, it's the Fool card. The message at the bottom says, a leap of faith, follow your dreams and unexpected opportunities. And isn't this interesting that it rounds out the week for us? It's the last card for the week. And as I said, we're going to feel a shift of energy Sunday when the sun moves into a creative fire sign, Leo, and the moon moves into the inspirational fire sign of Sagittarius. So we're going to be moving away from some of those challenging moon aspects and, you know, moving into kind of a more optimistic feeling, I think, you know. And Archangel Metatron, you know, just by himself, he's one of the archangels that has lived an earthly life, and so he's one of 2 archangels that can offer that earthly perspective to us, or he can really understand what we are going through here in the 3rd dimensional reality that we're living in. He's got both of that view of the angel because he's an archangel, but before he was made an archangel, he was actually human. And so he understands the challenges and the timing factors that we all go through here. Now, as an archangel, he is very fiery and energetic and inspirational, and this is why he's ruling the Dreamer card or the Fool card. You know, again, a leap of faith, it says at the bottom, follow your dreams and unexpected opportunities. So this is a time, I think, and it feels like towards the end of the week, we're going to feel a renewed sense of hope and a renewed sense of physical energy as well as optimistic, positive emotional energy. And it's really going to be a time to kind of settle into that new beginning cycle that the new moon solar eclipse last week initiated for us. Okay? So let's take a look at your special message card depending on your special intention stone or pendant here of choice as we have this week. So we're going to give the deck here a little bit of a shuffle. Again, this is messages from your angels, and we're going to ask for whatever message is for the green jade people. Green jade people. And okay, let's see. This one is calling my attention, green jade people. And it says Ray, yoga, and exercise. Remember, to be balanced or to be in a state of balance, yoga, exercise. I'm going to even add meditation, because you can see that she's got a golden stream of light coming from her third eye chakra and even from her ear chakras. So she's almost in a state of meditation here. But it says yoga and exercise are essential in your well-being. And it says, in your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. Okay, so to move through your sense of spiritual growth and to get into that state of balance through some of the energies this week, you need to do what's necessary. Now, it could be yoga, it could be exercise, could be massage, it could be a walk out in nature. It could be a relaxing sea salt bath. You know, it could be quiet time with a good friend. I mean, you know, it could be reading a good book. I mean, whatever it is that can help you find that state of equilibrium and a sense of peace and balance within yourself is something that you're going to want to focus on and pay attention to this week. All right. And then for those of you that chose the clear quartz crystal pendant, giving these, whoops, a little bit of a shuffle. And okay, this one here is popping out. Okay, we have Athena. I love Athena. It says, it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way. Remember how we talked about the divine masculine and divine feminine being in balance as you empower yourself? So that's interesting. It says, you know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. So especially the clear quartz crystal people, you're needing to really empower yourself in some way or take your power back in some way. But again, do it in a beautiful, kind, loving, and nurturing way. Stay in that sense of balance. She's, you know, you can see, I mean, she's a beautiful feminine angel. So she's got that tender, gentle, you know, nurturing quality to her. But she's in a stance here of being very powerful. She is dressed very powerfully. She has her hands outstretched in a almost a powerful way. So this is something, I also hear the word leadership. So there's something about being a leader here for you this week, or taking a leadership role or position perhaps, or at least embodying the energy of a leader this week as you kind of, they're saying charge ahead. To charge ahead towards your goals, you know, again, merge with your power. And you can merge with a power totem, or you can merge with, you know, one of the powerful archangels. You can ask them to help merge their energy with yours if you need that little bit of assistance and boost as you move forward throughout this week. And then for those of you that chose the Malachite, and this right away is calling my attention, Malachite people, Grace and Antoinette. And the message on this card says, to help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. So, you know, again, Moon in Libra, there's going to be some relationship things going on this week. This could be romantic, it could be business, it could be friendship, it could be family. But whatever's going on with relationship, if there's any challenges or disagreements or frustrations, the message here from your angels is about, again, putting yourself in the other person's shoes. I think we briefly touched on that earlier in the reading as well. It's like, understand what they're going through. You know, we're all souls moving through our own challenges. We all have different karmic patterns that we're moving through. We all have different lessons that we're here to learn. And we're playing them out with each other. So if there is a disagreement, understand things from the other person's perspective. You know, take a few moments and just see through their eyes what they might be feeling or what they might be thinking or why they're thinking or feeling what they're thinking or feeling. Because that's going to give you a little bit more of a sense of compassion for them. But again, you know, it doesn't mean to disempower yourself either. I mean, you're going through what you're going through too, but it really helps when we take the time to kind of listen to the other person in a discussion or communication, or if we take the time to kind of meditate or think about or contemplate where that other person is coming from. You know, what circumstances and situations have they had in their life that maybe is bringing them to a place of acting or reacting in a particular way. And that will help, again, to heal, you know, any kind of disagreements. Also, they're saying call on Archangel Raphael to help heal anything between people. And if it's a significant soulmate relationship, romantic or otherwise, just a strong emotional connection with somebody, you can also call on Archangel Chamuel, because he helps with all types of soulmate relationships as well. So I hope you've liked this weekly angel card reading. Again, a little announcement. I'm now on Instagram, so for those of you that follow me on Facebook or not, I'm also on Instagram now, so check that out or follow me there. And you can check out my website at sacredsoulempowerment.com for any of my services or updates to what's going on. So thank you so much, everyone, for your positive intentions and your positive comments and your support, and for sharing my YouTube videos and subscribing to my channel. I send you all lots of love and light, and I send you all many, many angel blessings.